we go. I'm so glad you guys are all back again. I hope you guys are having a great Friday morning. Today I want to make yet another card. This one is going to be a little bit different. It's going to fold a little differently. So I'll explain how to do it. I'm going to use a different color background today. Normally I would just use a regular white background, but I have a few different colors that I've chosen and I don't want to clash. So I need to make sure I've figured out which ones I'm doing. Oh, I have this, but let's make sure it's long enough. No, it's not long enough. Let me grab, I see, and I thought I had everything organized. I just need to grab one sheet of paper. Okay, so I am going to take a black sheet of paper. This is gonna be the base of my card. You can use whatever colors you choose. I have these colors here. And now I've chosen quite a shiny page here. This is going to be used very sparingly, so if you only have a tiny square, it's probably going to be about that big, then you can use that. And then if you have any special paper that you really love that you want to try out, then you can try it out with that, or you can always change it later. But those are the colors that I want to use for today. So I am basically going to just do a fancy little cut right down at the 4 1/4. Let's take a look. So it's going to be folded sideways. And then, so right now my sheet is, and my cutter's not even long enough. My sheet is at 11. Come on. There we go. My sheet's 11 long, so I want to cut at about the 8 1/2 mark. I might change this a little later, but that's where I want it right now. I guess that sheet would have fit. That's okay. All right. So now I am going to score it at the halfway point, essentially. It's going. This is a very, very simple fold, and you could do it any direction you want. It doesn't necessarily need to be inwards like long ways. You could do it the other way. Okay, so now I'm basically just going to do it as if I was doing a regular size card at the 5 1/2 mark. And there is my fold. So the bump out is on the other side, it's on the back. So I'm going to fold towards that. Make sure that's down good. So now you have a card that's about halfway, just a little, actually is it halfway? 8 1/2. Yeah, halfway. Okay, so actually I still need this. I just want to make sure this is down good. Okay. Change out my blades again. It's a little bit of a pain, so I think I need to go find another one of these things so I don't have to keep taking this thing off. There we go. Okay. All right. Then what I want is I'm going to do pretty page here and here. And then I'm going to have plain color. So I'm going to say pretty page. This is what I'm going to have here and here. And then as the color, I guess, is going to be green. We'll worry about the pretty gold paper later. is going to be over top and then underneath. So first I'm gonna work on the inside. I want to essentially just make a size. This is where you would write your card. So I'm gonna do about that much. It's about half on each side, which means I need to do 5 for the length. And so it was 4 1/4, so now it is 3 3/4. Okay, so that's the inside. And then I want to do this the same, like, which way do I want to do it? This way or this way? I think I'm gonna do it that way. Sorry. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go that way. So I don't want that much because when I close my card, I want to still be able to see some of that green. So let's see here, how much? I want about 1 1/2. So let's take off the 4 1/4. Oh no, let's do the 1 1/2. See, make sure it's the right nice cut. Is that the size that I want? Yes, that is perfect. 1 1/2 by 4 and, oh sorry, 3 3/4 because, nope, 5. Not to mess you guys up. Here we go. So this one is going to be cut at 1 1/2 and 5 because you want it to be the same height as the green. Okay. Did I do? Guys. Oh, what am I doing? It is a little bit early, isn't it? Okay, let's think about this again. 5 is this way. That makes more sense. Okay, so I want it to be 3 3/4. So I'm going to say this again. So this fancy colored sheet is going to be 1 1/2 by 3 3/4. Now, hopefully I don't mess this up a third time because that would be just embarrassing. Not that the rest isn't already. Okay, there we go. Wow, that was a bit of a challenge. Now I'm gonna tape this all down right now. Get some of my scissors out of the way. There we go. My crafting wall is essentially right now just full of sticky notes, and I've got 2 nails in the wall holding up my scissors and my tape. I want to eventually build it so that I can hang a bunch more scissors and other things that I need. Like, I don't know. I'd like to be able to put my cutter somewhere, but it is quite large and I do have more than one cutter that I use at different times, so I think I need to figure out something different for that. I'd like to be able to hang like simple things like, I don't know, like this little block. I'd like to be able to just nicely place that on the wall and then I don't need to worry about finding it every time. But yeah, I just essentially have 2 nails in the wall and a bunch of sticky notes with notes and whatnot, stuff that I need to get done. I don't know why I went for putting this one down first, but you know, whatever works. Okay, oh, I love that color. I love the color, this color green. I did not place that very nicely down. Let's try that again. See, that's the other thing I love about this tape, and I know you guys might not or may remember from the last video I was complaining about the types of tape that I have. I like using this one the best because I can just peel it up when it doesn't work out. Whereas the other stuff I find is just too hard to, oh, see? It's not looking perfect today. I don't know why. Oh. All right, let's tape this down. Nice. There we go. Okay, and get this right in the center. Perfect. Oh, that's so cute. I like that. There's something very satisfying about getting something to look the way you thought it would look. You know, when you have like an idea in mind and then you just find out, or you try it, and then it just doesn't work. It's like every DIY project you see on Pinterest. But when sometimes when I try this out in real life, it works out and it is so satisfying. Okay, so I'm gonna do the same thing on the inside here. All right, so this one is 3 by 4 1/4. So again, we're gonna do a 1/2 inch on each side. So making sure that I'm still keeping the pattern the same direction. So I'll cut this one first. I want 3 3/4 by 2 1/2. Give my brain just a little bit of time to think about it. But if it doesn't work out, I always have extra paper. So that's going to be the outside there, and it'll match up nicely with the flow. I'm going to tape that down now. Scissors and tape. Okay. I'm going to check again to make sure my patterns are in the right direction and get this nice and centered. And out of the way. Okay, perfect. All right, so that's down. Now I want to, so I'm going to have a square in the center. Now, I'm going, not a square, more like a rectangle. I need to figure out what size I want. So if it's about that much, let's look at the actual cut mat. So, kind of want it about there. So if I have it about there, it'll be at 3.5. Let's see how that looks. Okay. Yeah, and this is going to be the inside, so you're going to end up having edging all the way down. So it shouldn't be too big because you still want to be able to see the edges on the side, the patterns on the side. Now let's do, so if that was 3.5, 5.25, no, sorry, 5.5. So I took off 2. So if it was 4.25, let's take off to 2.25. Okay, let's see how that is, and then we can change things. That's very nice. Okay, so the cut was 3.5 by 2.25. So it's essentially just 2 inches less than the original size. Okay, so we'll save that. Now is where the pretty page comes in. Oh, you can see all of my camera gear hanging off the wall there. So now what size do I want this at? I don't really want to see too much of this paper, especially since it's so flashy. So I'm just gonna give it, let's test it out on a quarter, not a quarter, an eighth all the way around, and then see how that looks. We're going to cut to 3 3/4, not 3.25, because it's going to go behind this sheet. Next, it's going to be, so this is 2.25, so we're gonna go 2.5. All right, that make more sense? Yes, there we go. So it's essentially just gonna be a nice pop right there. All right, so that is there. And then I want to grab my background color again. And I want to, oh, I have some extra black here. I don't want to use stuff that I can use scraps instead. Does this fit? It almost does. Okay, so, and then I don't want to do the same size again. I'm gonna only do an 1/8 the way around. No, this is an 1/8 the way around. I want to do a 1/16 the way around. Is my brain working today? So that's 1/4. So yeah, I did an 1/8 the way around. So now I only want to do a 1/16 the way around. So it's very, very small sliver of black. So now, I think I might tape this down so I don't mess this up. So grab my tape. Where's my hidden tape? There we go. Wow. I should, I think I need to give some sort of warning at the beginning of the video, just so that no one cuts anything that, without watching through, because this is a work in progress. These cards that I'm making before Wednesday's video. So it's not exactly, that's why I'm making decisions as I'm going. And that's why I don't have a list of cuts that I need to do. And it's not a 10-minute video rather than this is a 30-minute video, because it's, I'm thinking it through. So it's not perfect, never will be perfect. The other thing I kind of like to do, so it depends on the size of the page. Let's just see if it fits. It does. So if you have pretty paper like this, and you have a cutter that fits, I like to cut out the middle because you don't see that part, and then you can repurpose this for another card or whatnot. But now I just need to hope that I didn't mess that up. Still good. And now, could you imagine? I am having a few mess ups today. Okay, so that's down. There we go. And there is another sheet for another card. Okay, so that's down. Now let's look at this again. So I have 3 3/4, so I don't want, I just want a 1/16 around. So I'm gonna go to 3 7/8. Okay, and hope that this turns out the way that I imagine it. And then I have, oh yeah, there we go. You can barely see it on there because the reflection of the camera is black, but you can kind of see, there we go, a little bit. It's not perfect. It's not perfect. I'll get there. I'm gonna make this next cut and then I'm gonna glue it down and then you'll see what it's gonna look like. So this one was 2.5. So now I'm gonna only go to 2 and, is that 6? No, that's 5/8. 2 5/8. Line it up as best as I can. All right. How did it work? Yay, it did it. I imagined it and it worked. I'm just gonna get rid of this little bit of paper that kind of didn't want to come. Okay, so there we go. Before I put this one down, I'm going to stamp it, I think. Yeah, I'll stamp it now. So I'm done with the cutting now. We can get this out of the way. And here we go. I'm going to use my embossing powder again. Okay, so I'm going to take this again and place my, I don't necessarily like to do it in the bottom, just because sometimes if the stamp isn't thick enough, whoopsies. If the stamp isn't thick enough, then this will kind of stop it from stamping. Okay, so I was planning on doing the candles. Let's see if they fit. You know, I'm not loving that size because it just barely hits the edge. So let's actually try this one. I never really use something so big when I'm using embossing powder because I'm always scared that I'm going to swipe it away. But let's see how this turns out. Okay, so I've got my stamp pad ready. I'm going to get that out of the way. Okay, and just need a sheet to be able to dump my powder on afterwards. All right, so get this on there. Oh, okay, it's down nicely. Stamp my stamp pad down. Make sure that all of it is covered in ink. It's clear ink, so you can't see it, but it's a little bit wet. So let's hope that it worked. All right, so stamp that down. You can see a little bit through here to check if it's stuck down. I mean, once you lift it up, you'll be able to see too. Oh, that looks nice. Okay, so transfer that. Get my powder on there. I love the gold powder. It looks so nice once it's popped up. Okay. And then pour it back in as much as I can. If this didn't wipe away, I'd love to leave it like that. It looks nice like that. Anyways, okay, so we got that. Leave it to the side for now. And let's get our gold powder back in here. Get rid of the excess. Okay. Now that that's ready to go, I'm just gonna clean off my stamp real quick. All right, fun part. Get those out of the way. All right, okay, here we go. It's gonna be a little loud, so I'll probably turn the sound off for this part. I love when you're doing this and you can watch it pop up. Sorry. Oh my goodness, how satisfying is that? That's just, I love this. I love this tool. Anyone that doesn't have it needs to get it. All those crafters out there. It's not too expensive. It can be a little bit, but you know, it's a must. Look how pretty that comes out. I love this. Thank you, my sister, for buying it for me for Christmas. Okay. Unplug that and let it cool. Now back to the card. We're gonna get this right on top of that one. Tape it down. Oh, it's so pretty. Okay, and we are almost done. This is the final touch here. That is just essentially going to be taped down to there. And the important part about this is to make sure that this section is taped really good, because you don't want to be able to peel that only. You want to be able to pull the whole thing at once. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to essentially flip it exactly where I want it and then tape it. Get that down nicely. Okay. Oh my goodness, that is so cute. I love the gold in there. All right, I think we have our final product. What do you guys think? Here it is when you open it up. And you have your little words in there. Okay, so there's our zoomed in product. It looks so cute. I'm so happy with that. I hope that everyone enjoyed watching this tutorial on how to do it. I hope you enjoyed the first video and then you got sent over here because you just had to make it yourself. So if you don't have this embossing gun, you need this embossing gun because it is amazing. I love using this for crafts. It makes it look so nice. If I would have just put any other stamp on there, it wouldn't pop as much as it does. So I hope you enjoyed. Thank you very much for watching. Subscribe to the channel. Let me know if you liked it by liking the video. And I hope to see you guys soon. All right, bye.